This is Live at 5:30.
Alcohol and drugs was destroying my life. I couldn't see it, though. I couldn't see it. I thought it was maybe what held me together.
Alcohol and drugs were a disastrous combination for this man, but he turned his life around with some help. We'll show you how he got it today on Live at 5:30.
I'm Scott Montgomery. Drug treatment versus drug education. Do we really need both?
And later you'll see how a North Georgia elementary school celebrated President's Day in real style.
Hello and welcome to Live at 5:30. I'm Cindy Sexton.
And I'm David Carroll. We all hear about the dangers of drugs and alcohol, but not many of us know how to handle the temptations or the treatments.
Well, there's a big debate raging about whether we should spend money on drug education or drug treatment. And the changes in funding could mean strict cuts for one area center. Today on Live at 5:30, we're looking at that debate.
First, a look at why drugs are in the news these days after an Olympic snowboarder was stripped, then awarded the gold medal again after admitting to marijuana use.
Plus, we'll look at the cash crisis at CADAS, a local drug and alcohol treatment program.
And the personal story about struggles with alcohol and drug abuse. You'll meet one man who is turning his life around.
The drug debate heated up again when a Canadian Olympian tested positive for marijuana last week. The International Olympic Committee took away snowboarder Ross Rebliotti's gold medal. But after studying the appeal, the panel ruled that marijuana was not one of the drugs specifically forbidden by Olympic rules, and they gave his medal back. Japanese officials are still questioning the 26-year-old about criminal charges, but people all over are questioning the decision, the meaning of marijuana, and the drug problem across the country.
Chattanooga's CADAS, the Council for Alcohol and Drug Abuse Services, helps dozens of people break their addictions every day. But a dispute over state funding has come close to breaking CADAS. Staff members were worried CADAS might have to shut down altogether. Tennessee's health commissioner reportedly said state money should go to drug education rather than places like CADAS, which focus on drug treatment.
We do everything that we can to try to educate people to the dangers of alcohol and drug addiction. It's such an insidious disease that people get into it, but they're into it before they know it, and then they can't get out, or they don't know how to get out.
At this time, CADAS itself appears to be out of the danger zone. CADAS leaders met with state officials last week to express their concerns about future funding. The state says it doesn't want CADAS to close and has promised to talk to CADAS leaders again soon about changing the funding process.
Well, former CADAS patients don't want it to close either.
They credit CADAS for changing their lives, giving them hope when everything else seemed hopeless. Scott Montgomery met a former patient whose journey of hope inspires current patients to keep trying. Scott?
David, this really is an amazing story. Terry Cannon hit bottom when he was 28. By that point, he depended on alcohol, marijuana, cocaine, and painkillers to escape from life's problems. In fact, he didn't have much of a life left when he turned to CADAS for help. Terry Cannon is now 36 years old. It's been 8 years since his first visit to CADAS. Terry found himself here in more ways than one.
I had no job, no car, no anything, and really no hope.
When Terry opened a new door at CADAS, he was scared and lonely. He finally realized what a mess he'd made of his life. But he was not alone.
When I was here, I remember it was Christmas time. We would set up at night till about 3, 4 in the morning, just really talking about where we were in life.
In a group therapy room like this one, Terry met counselors who wouldn't play the games he played. They showed him what tough love was like. It wasn't easy, but Terry wants to remember.
And every time I drive by this place or every time I come to CADAS for a function, you know, I just get to remember, you know, my journey in life. I get to remember where I was. I don't want to forget that.
There are some people that slip through the cracks and do not reach that level of honesty where they do reach a quality of life. But Terry is really the rule of thumb down here.
In a way, though, Terry is very special. He not only recovered from his addictions, but he went on to become a treatment counselor himself at Greenleaf. That's quite a turnaround. David, Cindy?
Certainly is. Thank you, Scott. Well, CADAS wants to continue to help patients like that, but the folks over there are worried about funding problems, and that's been going on for months now.
The crisis hurting CADAS starts with the idea that the state should spend money on prevention and education rather than just treatment.
Gary Anderson is the community relations consultant for CADAS. He joins us now with more about the idea that has caused so much controversy. Well, my first reaction is, why can't we have both?
That's the point that we really want to make at CADAS, is you need both, and the state should not put himself in an either-or situation where you have either education or treatment, but we need both, because really education works for drug abuse. You need treatment for drug addiction, and they're two separate items.
Well, we've reported for years about the folks like the young man a moment ago that has been helped. What has been the reaction from the community when word got around that CADAS might be in jeopardy?
It was amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Jim Marcotte, executive director, and I were having lunch last week at Town and Country, and 6 people came up to us and asked what they could do. I mean, from Dalton Roberts calling me at home and saying, look, what can I do? Who can I contact? Warden Crutchfield's office, all of the state legislators have really come to bat for CADAS. The mayor's office. I mean, it's amazing how many people have come forward to say this is a very vital and integral part of our community, and we need to do anything we can do to keep it here.
Well, let's tell the people a little bit more about CADAS, about how many people are treated there each year.
Really, Cindy, you look, CADAS has been in Chattanooga for 34 years. They opened in April of 1964. They treat around 500 patients a year, inpatient, and that's adult and adolescent. They also treat around 2,000 family members and treat another 1,000 people outpatient. So you're looking, in an average year, around 5,000 people will receive some type of services from CADAS. Also, a lot of local industries such as Wheeling Foundry, U.S. Pipe, Mueller Company does their urine screening and employee assistance placement through CADAS. So we work with local employers so that if they have an employee who has an alcohol and drug problem, instead of terminating him, they can get them help and keep them in the workplace and make them more effective. So CADAS provides a lot of services to a lot of different people, but thousands and thousands of people come in contact with it every year. We also work out in the school systems. I've ran into you out in the school systems quite often, but doing substance abuse awareness training for teachers, for guidance counselors, showing them what they need to look for in a student that might possibly have an alcohol or drug experimentation problem, and letting them know which direction they need to go.
So you guys out of the deep water now? Is the crisis over? What happens this week?
Boy, I'm looking for wood to knock on. We have tentatively been told by Commissioner Minke's office that steps would be taken to save CADAS, that the state does not want CADAS to close. So we're seeing that as the most optimistic thing that we have heard out of Nashville in a while, and yes, our fingers are crossed, and anyone, please feel free to contact us at CADAS, letters. There was a great letter in the Times last week, but anything you can do to help us, do it.
All right, that's a good suggestion. And as far as the state lawmakers, what kind of reception did you get from them when you said we're trying to get you to understand that both education and treatment are important? What kind of reception?
Tremendous reception. I wish I remembered a legislator's name from the Cookeville area, but she'd come out and she had 3 students. I mean, she had 3 children who were in junior high school age, and she was saying, you know, that we cannot do away with treatment. And I think that they really see the problem. Another place that's been very supportive are all the local sessions court judges met with us and wrote a letter. But I mean, you know, if you sat in the court system, and the two of you have had time to be in the court before, and look at the amount of cases that come across that are affected by alcohol and drug abuse, and it's 90-95% of what the judges see every day.
It's astonishing. It really is. Gary, we wish you well. We'll keep you posted on what's happening with CADAS, and we hope you'll stay in touch with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being here with us. Well, although most of us didn't have the day off, it was a government holiday to honor past presidents.
And you'll see how one school celebrated the day in real patriotic fashion. That's coming right up.
A lot of rain this morning, but it's really not that bad this afternoon. I'll tell you what this evening's going to be like. Tomorrow morning, too.